All right. What's good? What's good? What's good? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, the drama. The drama keeps going. The drama keeps going. I hope you guys had a good weekend this weekend. Man, y'all missed the OG boxing talk yesterday. It was a blast. Shout out to Blood Boxing, co-host Blood Boxing, and Money Brown. We had a great show last night. Valley in the building. What's going on, Valley? Good morning, Fanon in the chat. What's going on, Sky Miller? Prophet, what's up? I ain't seen you in a minute, Prophet. Hope you're doing well. Envious and Entertainment, what's happening? Robin Soto, Puerto Rico, what's up? Shout out to Puerto Rico, man. You are my weight loss motivation. Believe it. I got off my ass and started focusing once you started putting them videos up, man. What's good with you? Lawrence Johnson in the building. We are here early. I guess that 25 was about right. Cough, cough. Look, who knows, man? Look, we'll talk about it, man. HMC3, what's going on, man? Daryl McKinney, what's going on? Akilo Netter, what's happening? Frequent Flyer in the building, what's going on, man? Mr. McKinney, thank you, sir, so much for your support, and I hope you're well. Barbara D, sister, good morning. All things in the building. Alden Johnson says, salute to Fanon in the chat. I knew this is Frank thing. It's about money. I felt my soul who's really in the wrong. This fight not happening. Be easy in the building. What's going on? Barbara D, what's up? Giovanni Walker, what's going on, man? How you feeling? I hope I tried to told you what's happening. Shakur was going to get more than Frank's 1 million, so I'm confused if Shakur, Stevenson, Lowe, all Frank Martin posts yesterday. I ain't duck-ish. This going to be show. This going to be a good show for Non. Yeah, it should be, man, especially if cats want to get on here and share their thoughts about it. Like that. Especially a certain guy over there on Twitter who I'm definitely trying to recruit to be my daily food. Here for boxing. Bring your ass on with the duck talk. What's going on? Virgil Wembley in the building. Steven in the building. What's going on, man? I do like Here for Boxing, though. I like him. I actually like him. Philly Bull in the building. Oh, what's up, King? You can feel like you can show up today. Stop sitting back, trolling, saying nasty things. I saw the replay. Interesting points y'all made yesterday. On point. Good job. Thank you, sir. Yeah, it was a good show, man. I enjoyed it. I always like talking to Blood, man. I always like talking to Money Brown, too. Money Brown is very intelligent. I don't care. I don't mess with the Cowboys. F them Cowboys. Only thing I hate worse than the Cowboys is the Packers. The only thing I don't like, it's not true. I don't really have any feelings about the Dallas Cowboys, honestly. I wonder if they feel silly calling Frank a duck. No, they do not. I would like to point this out, though. T-Mo in the building. What's up? I would like to point this out. It makes no sense what is going down. None. Makes no sense. No sense to. I like MBTV too. Yeah, Money Brown's a good dude, man. Money Brown's a good dude, man. He knows his boxing. He's a smart dude. I like Money Brown. Money Brown is the type of dude that is going to ride. First of all, I want Terrence Crawford to win the rematch. I'm just going to tell you flat. I do. I like Terrence Crawford. I like Errol Spence. I like his family. I like his friends. I like them. They're good. I think they're really good, nice people. You know what I mean? I want them to make the contract negotiations public. Some of this stuff is common sense. Some of it is common sense. Some of it is common sense. There's a purse bid to be held. A purse bid. Before the purse bid, both parties say they agree to it. Only person you hear that from is Top Rank and people associated with Top Rank. They said that the contract would be sent over. If the contract was sent over and the contract did not include what they said that it was going to include, and then they say no to it, the question is, what did the contract have into it? What did the contract have in it? I don't think you can jump straight to a duck. Because if they wanted to do it, they just would have never said, they would have never even allowed to go to purse bid. They just been like, no, we're not interested. Seems to me to be a pretty straightforward thing. I don't know why people jump to duck so fast. Money Brown is a good news. He knows his stuff. I'm surprised he didn't mention his favorite fighter, Canelo. He did. We talked about Canelo. We absolutely talked about Canelo. Don't hate the Packers because they beat Chicago. The Packers. How about that? I don't like the Fudge Packers. Whatever. Screw them dudes. Advanced Intellectual, what's up? No, I do not like the Packers. I will never like the Packers. Unless the Packers are playing somebody like, I don't know, Dallas. Unless the Packers are playing somebody like Dallas. No, I'm not a big fan of I don't really watch football like that, to say the truth, to really have any feelings on it. But I rock with the Bears, man. So I'm from Chicago, man. Whatever with that little fart town, Green Bay. He said, "Oh yeah, you're right. For now, y'all did talk about him. My bad. Yeah. We talked about him. We talked about him for a second. Big Canelo fan. That's one of the things that make him very valuable to in the conversation, because we need Canelo fans. Canelo is the face of boxing. Canelo is the face of boxing, man. Marcus Triggs, let me tell you something, man. If you want to get thrown out this chat, keep talking. I'm not here to talk about the Chicago Bulls, the Chicago Bears. I'm not here to talk about the Bears. I'm just telling you, like, you don't have to remind me that we lose. You don't have to remind me of that. I don't care. It is what it is. I'm a Bears fan. That's how it's always been. We get brief. Man, you're bugging me. We're talking about boxing. We're talking about boxing. Bring it back to boxing. Tank is a face OG. Hey, man. Nah, Canelo. I can't believe that Kamal Oz literally got me saying Canelo. Man, that's huge, bro. Thank you. Hey, Banks Felipe Official. Thank you, brother. He said, good morning to my dog, Fanon, and good morning to the chat. Yesterday was my birthday. I missed out on you on yesterday's, but sending some love your way. Keep it up. Hey, thank you, man. Man, that means so much, man. Thank you. Marcus Tiggs, just let's move on. You're going to make me keep talking to you about the Bears, and I don't want to be – it's distracting, okay? It's just distracting. It's not fun for me. It's going to put me in a bad mood. What you want me to say? The Bears losing makes me mad. It still makes me mad. I've been a Bears fan since 1975. Okay? I remember when Walter Payton broke the single game rushing record, okay? All right? I came in just after Gale Sayers, all right? It pisses me off. I don't like the Bears losing. Hey, I went from they have agreed in principle to Frank is no longer interested in the fight so fast. That's why the reaction was so visceral. Didn't even leave room to renegotiate. Look, man, you know what people are not going to do? Let me tell you what people are not going to do. I don't think people are going to do anymore. If it's a Showtime fighter, I doubt very much that they spend a lot of time negotiating anymore. I bet you money that people spend a lot less time negotiating. That was a painful and expensive experience for boxers to watch that Terrence Crawford Errol Spence negotiation. I am in big favor of, if you do not give me something I want and give me something I want quick, I am moving on. Thank you, Banks Felipe Official. Thank you, brother. A percentage of every fighter has to face in boxing if we not look too much into the fighters' pockets, Al Heyman and them not playing with ninjas no more. I told you, I'm telling you, if you do not give them an offer that they want right away, tell them no and go away and move. Go away and move. If they send you some, just move. Because they playing too many games, bro. And it makes an Al already out here looking bad. Going through all of that with Terrence Crawford. They may think he's a sucker now. They may think that man is a sucker. You know? Don't be no sucker, dog. Don't be a sucker. Hold on one second. Hey, Tony, the Lake Show, man. Thank you, brother, for the $1 holler, brother. Thank you for that support, man. Be easy. Let me talk about that for a second. Hold on one second. Any truth to some reports that Frank Martin backed out because he's going to get the Tank fight next? I have no idea. But I will tell you, do not trust a lot of these people's reports. I don't trust ESPN's reports. I don't trust none of it. Do you know what else came out yesterday? Terrence Crawford is not vacating any titles at 147. That came out yesterday too. I had people running around telling me he was dropping the IBF and dropping the WBC. You got people just doing all kind of shit because it's dry. Boxing is very dry right now. It's very, very dry. Very dry. Frank is not ducking. Top Rank is playing. Look, this is what I shout out to my guy, Kamal Oz. Kamal Oz sent this to me. Kamal said, got a report. They said, I've heard that Shakur Stevenson was going to get $6 million for the fight. And Frank Martin was going to get $1 million for the fight. That's what Kamal Oz sent me from somebody that sent it to him. Okay? That's why I have on the title, Lowball Offer. Now, why would that be? If that is true, and I do not know that it is true, why would that be a lowball offer? Because he would get 60-40. 60-40 if he were to fight him in a purse bid. 60-40. If I'm going to get 60-40 of what you have to bid on it, 60-40, why would I take 86-14? Now, here's the thing about the more in the purse bid where I say funniness can happen. And this is just me thinking, okay, under what are the various scenarios that this thing can happen? What are the various scenarios? Say, for example, they say, look, we don't want to go to purse bid. We will pay more. What would you be willing to bid in the purse bid? What am I willing to bid in the purse bid? We will make sure that we pay way more money for the fight than that. But you wind up getting cute. And instead of saying, okay, we'll pay $7 million for the fight, and it's $7 million. What is $7 million? 40% of $7 million is $2.8 million, right? Right? 7 times 4, 14 is 28, right? 40% is, hold on, let me see. Of what is 8 million, right? So it was 7 million. 7 million, $2.8 million. And they say that's $2.8 million. 2.8. But they offer you 1 million instead of the 2.8. And he says you're tripping. I don't care matter if you're willing to pay that much, you're going to pay me 2.8 million for this fight. Not 1 million, 2.8 million. That's 1.8 million short. That's 1.8 million. You little short. You little short by 1.8 million. I'm not doing that. No. Isn't that the same thing as the Haney situation? It seems very similar to it. It seems very, very similar to it. Look, let me tell you, Kai Alexander, I don't know if those numbers are true. Honestly, $6 million to Shakur Stevenson seems a little high. That seems a little high. You do not cancel a purse bid unless you come. That's not true. That's not true. It's 36619. And this is why I got a problem with something Jake Donovan said. Unless he knows something that I don't know, because he probably does, could very well. But I know of circumstances where they canceled a purse bid without them coming to a financial agreement. They canceled them because they asked to delay it and because they said that they think they can come to an agreement. The WBC will cancel a purse bid just because you think you will come to an agreement. And that's the case here. You know why? Because they didn't sign the contract. Since they didn't sign the contract, they canceled it because they said that they would come to an agreement. Not that they did, because there's no signed contract. Right? Don't you need if you need a signed contract, which you don't necessarily, but if you do need one in order to get out of a purse bid, that's not what happened. That is not what happened, because they didn't have a signed agreement. And Frank said, I didn't duck shit. I didn't duck nothing. And I don't believe he would. That's another aspect of it. What about Frank Martin tells you that Frank Martin is going to be playing games like that? But you're not going to welch that dude out if these numbers are correct. You're not gonna get this guy for $1.8 million and stick it in your pocket. No, we're gonna bid for the fight too. And if you do it, and then you want to start haggling back and forth, for them to say, "Nah, we're done with you," is the smartest move you can do. Because if you give them something different than they recognize, than you represented, you just tell them exactly. They could just be like, "No, man, we're moving on. You didn't send us what you needed to send us, and we're gone. Good luck. Find somebody else for Shakur to fight. Because we can pay. I'm sure they'll pay Frank Martin handsomely for the next fight Frank Martin has." Tsunami, how do you know what he's worth? How do you know what he's worth? He's worth 40% of the purse. What do you mean? He's not worth it. He's worth 40% of the purse. Click the link. Click the link. Click the link. Oh, that's Cash App. Sorry. You can click that link too. You guys just want to call this man a duck, and you don't have the information to do it. So, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And Errol definitely ain't playing and Errol definitely ain't playing with long negotiations anymore. Oh, no. Oh, no. Look, man, I'm not calling Shakur Stevenson no clown. I like Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson can fight, man. Does Shakur Stevenson look like an accountant to you? Does he sound like an accountant to you? See, you guys are playing different. You're playing different games, man. 619 than I'm playing. Frank got paid $75K for the Riviera fight. If he straight up bailed from the fight, then it better be a good reason. He's not going to sell his. First of all, he beat that man to get into the mandatory position. He beat that man in order to get into the mandatory position. Didn't he? If you beat the man to get into the mandatory position, and the mandatory position calls for 40% of the purse, then you're going to get 40. You want 40% of the purse for the fight. Why would let me watch this. Why would Al Heyman? Because Frank Martin is not the only party to that agreement. There are other people that are party to that agreement. Why would they give one of their best young fighters, up and coming fighters, over the top rank for less than what they think they can get? It's not just what Frank can get. It's what they can get too. Isn't it? There's more than one player in this, man. There's more than if you look at it just from how much Frank Martin is going to get paid, guess who else gets paid out of that purse? Errol Spence gets paid out of that purse. Al Heyman gets paid out of that purse. Guess who loses a fight? Showtime loses a fighter. Showtime wanted that fight. TGB was going to bid on that fight. Do you know what that means? That means Showtime wanted that fight. So you got to make Showtime happy. You got to make Errol Spence happy. You got to make Al Heyman happy. And you got to make Frank Martin happy. Don't you? How can I help you today?
Yo, what's up?
You tell me.
Listen, bro. Both parties have.
Come on, Oz, man. How can I help you?
Hey, Fanon.
G-Man King, you can sit there for a second, brother, and don't you're coming with the aggressiveness. Sit there for a second. Let me let Kamal, then I'll come back to you. Go ahead, Kamal. What's up, man?
Top of the morning to you. Happy Monday, Fanon.
Top of the morning, and it's so happy to hear your voice, man. Always good to speak to you, man.
Hey, well, Fanon, every day that I can hear your voice and your intellectually stimulating conversations, not just about boxing, but about the world in general, is a better day than I don't have it. So, Pat, back to you, bro. Back to you. Fist bump there.
Thank you.
So, let me get on this Shakur Frank Martin talk, because a lot of these folks, I'm reading comments in the comment section that Frank Martin is not some big draw like Shakur Stevenson is this pay-per-view attraction. Neither of these guys are in the Tank Davis stratosphere in terms of popularity. They have a contractually WBC mandated split, I think, in terms of percentage split that will happen. I think it's 60-40 or 50-50. I'm not sure what the WBC mandates. So rumor has it that Frank Martin was not being compensated properly. And you know what? Al Heyman will send people over and give people the green light to go over it and make fights. But they've got to be treated fairly. And we've seen, what's his name? Cool Boy Steph go over to Japan and he fought Monster anyway. He got paid a lot for going over to Top Rank. But the bottom line is this: these people can't see the forest from the trees. The conversation is being constructed and manipulated by a deceitful corporate media that is trying to say Frank Martin ducks Shakur, Frank Martin and PBC don't want to play ball, when the focus should be on Lomachenko ducking Shakur Stevenson. You guys told me after Frank Martin's last fight that he sucks, that he lost to Artem Hartunian, that he's no big draw, he's this and that, he's blah 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 blah. So if you're telling me all this lies about Frank Martin, why are you so upset and hyping up him not fighting Shakur Stevenson? Why are you not talking about Bob Arum not making the bigger fight, the bigger legacy fight, the fight that would cement Shakur Stevenson on many people's pound for pound list with Lomachenko, the natural in-house fight to make? But you're upset and focused and attacking and slandering Frank Martin when you don't even have all of the details, period. Okay, so these people cannot see the forest from the trees. And these people, these clowns in the comment section saying that Frank Martin is not worth this and that. Show me Shakur Stevenson's pay-per-view numbers. Show me his numbers where he's been a standalone big hit draw. So you guys need to shut your mouths, put that in your crack pipes, and smoke it. Thank you, Fanon.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Upper echelon, how can I help you?
Hey, shout out to my guy Kamal that just got out there. It's always a good day to hear Fanon and Kamal both on the show. You know, how you doing today, Mr. Fanon?
Man, I'm doing well. I can't complain, man. Good to hear your voice as always, sir.
And see, I told people once before that this was gonna happen. See, Bob Arum likes to keep a leash on Shakur Stevenson and everything, and I told them that it's not gonna be like they think it is because they're gonna go for a purse bid. I told you that PVC and them was gonna want a shot at the Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson's fight. That way they have a chance to build it and milk money out of it. But Bob Arum don't want them to get a chance to get that type of money because PVC been trying to put Shakur Stevenson on the big stage for a minute. See, Shakur Stevenson would have got a taste of what the Terrence Crawford's getting a taste of right now, then he wouldn't be just sitting there licking his chops like he was. But now, Bob Arum talked him into pulling out of it. But Frank Martin has been on the big stage. He's Earl Spence's guy. He sold out the venue with Archery Room. So people talk about Frank Martin ain't a superstar. People need to realize Frank Martin's been on the big stage. He's been at big fights, and this is nothing new to him. Frank Martin's gonna get his money because he has a promoter that believes in him. And people talk about nobody knows Frank Martin. Hey, he sells out just as many venues as Shakur Stevenson do. So people can't really say that right there. And the only thing is that Bob Arum and them don't want to take Shakur off the top rank because they know top rank, they have a certain model. Top rank doesn't like to play their fighters. Terrence Crawford just explained that to you. Top rank likes to keep them in a certain niche. Because once you start paying fighters too much, then they expect too much, and then you can't have the fights scripted by the networks. See, Bob Arum, they get paid off a budget. The network gives them a certain amount of money to make fights, and what's left over, Bob Arum gets to keep. See, over the PVC, you kill what you eat. When you eat what you kill. So if you make this many buys, and you have to promote yourself and market yourself, and if you can get the many buys, then you get that much money. It's a difference. It's a whole different strategy. But people sitting there talking bad about Frank Martin. Frank Martin's trying to get his paper just like Shakur was when he wasn't trying to take that 25% from Devin. So see, y'all sitting there saying what Frank not worth. Y'all didn't say that when Shakur didn't take the 25%. So you got to keep the same stick, keep the same chalk, and keep the same attitude. Just like y'all feel like Shakur should have got what he was worth, then Frank need to get what he worth too. They're all fighters. So don't sit there and start moving the goalposts. Y'all feel like it wasn't fair with Devin and Shakur? It's not fair with Shakur and Frank. Let's keep it all right. I mean, Shakur got 2 more wins than Frank. Frank's undefeated as well. And he's fought some great fighters too. Hartium beats anybody on Shakur's resume. But that's me. I'm up Islam. Peace and blessings to each and every one of y'all out there. And man, y'all smash that like button and give Martin the respect that he deserves. It's up Islam. I'm out.
All right, brother, get back. Thank you, sir. King, you were up next, dog. Both those guys got there right the same time you did. You can jump back on, King, for a very short amount of time. Casual boxing fans don't know who Martin is. There's no casual boxing fans here right now. It doesn't matter. Look, man, it doesn't matter. If they said they agreed to something and they were going to send a contract over, how can I help you?
Hey, I see the PBC protection program is back in effect with the usual suspects. If you agree to a deal, you tell the WBC, World Boxing Council, that both parties have come to an agreement. That means they agreed to a split, they agreed to where the fight was going to happen, and then the only thing left was the contract to be signed. How can you explain Frank Martin not fighting Shakur Stevenson, pulling out after both parties sent over to the WBC that they agreed to fight? How do you defend this?
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever negotiated an agreement before?
No.
Okay. So if you agree in principle, you know what it means to agree in principle?
No, I don't. You can explain it.
Okay, agree in principle means that you guys have some general terms that you guys agreed to. And you said, look, man, we agreed to this thing. We're going to document this, and then I'm going to send it over. Got it?
Okay.
So, hypothetically, because nobody knows what actually happened, we don't know. The WB Top Rank and Tom, what's his? I'm sorry,
Tom Brown.
yeah, Tom Brown, TGB, could have a conversation and say, okay, yeah, we agreed. Yeah, okay, yeah, that should work. And then they confirm to the WBC that this is, yeah, we've agreed, we can cancel this purse bid.
They came from both parties.
Excuse me?
Both parties said that to the WBC.
First of all,
correct?
you're telling me what Mike Coppinger said. I don't know what happened, but I will
Why
go
would
with
the
what was.
WBC cancel?
You gotta let me finish.
Because you can't defend this
Let me
one, bro.
finish. You're arguing about something that's not even. It's not an issue. Because what I'm saying is they both told the WBC. I'm assuming that they both told the WBC we've reached an agreement.
Okay, there you go.
There might go my ass. I said it the first time. Listen. Then Top Rank sends an agreement over there, and it's not what they agreed to. Because the contract was not documented. The agreement was not documented.
How do you know that?
Because that's what Mike Coppinger said.
No, he did not.
Excuse me.
Go ahead, pull up his tweet.
And you just a sucker for losing, huh?
Let's just dissect
I'm
this
not
tweet.
going to talk to you for a long period of time, brother, because you keep getting your facts wrong every single solitary time. You get
No
your
problem,
facts
brother.
wrong. Stop, dude. Seriously, I want to be polite to you. And the only way that's going to work is if you stop talking.
I'm trying to be polite myself, man.
Then stop talking.
Let's see how you spin this off.
Yeah, let's see how we spin this off. Oh my God, man, you're so terrible, man. Really, 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 really terrible.
You guys are looking bad on Twitter.
And stop
I
talking.
can tell you that.
I'm going to throw you off. You keep talking before I show you this, I'm going to throw you off. You're just terrible, man.
Dude, you want me to hop off? I'll hop off, man. But there's no way you can spin this
to be
off.
quiet so that I can read this to you. That's what I want you to do. This is from Mike Coppinger. The Shakur Stevenson Frank Martin fight for the vacant WBC lightweight title planned for November 6th in Vegas is off, sources told ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
This comes days after the PBC purse bid was canceled, after organizations was notified by both stars that a deal was reached. Top Rank sent the contract over to Martin's side the following day.
Yep.
And was told he was no longer interested in the fight.
How does that prove your point?
It proves my point because I said that when this took place, when they had notified that a deal was reached, right? Comes days after the WBC purse bid was canceled, after organization was notified by both sides that a deal was reached. Top Rank sent Top Rank sent the contract over to Martin's side the following day. Which means the contract was not sent before the WBC was notified. It was sent over the following day.
Look at this spinoff.
That's not a spinoff, dummy. That's what it says.
I can't entertain this conversation, bro.
You can't entertain it because you're not smart enough to entertain it.
Let's go to the day
before. Let's go to the day before, where he says the same thing. in his article. Where is his article? Let me go to his article because he writes it in. A matter of fact, I don't even need to. I can just go with that.
Sure.
Because that's exactly what it says.
All right, man. You're gonna believe what you're gonna believe. I mean, I can't say
Well,
nothing.
no,
Bro.
I need to understand something, man. I really need to understand something out you. How can you see that it literally says they sent the contract over the next day? And you don't
What's
think
wrong
they
with
sent
that?
the contract
That's usually
over?
what happens.
That's what I said.
That's usually what happens.
Excuse me. That is what I said.
You said.
I said to you just now, I said to you that the WBC was notified by both parties, according to Mike Coppinger, that they had reached a deal. But that deal was not in a formal contract yet when they told the WBC that. So when they sent it the next day, it could have not been what they agreed to. Then you said they didn't send it the next day.
I didn't
They
say that.
already saw it. But then I show you where Mike Coppinger clearly says they sent the contract over the next day.
All right, bro. I mean, I can't
No,
talk to
I
you
need
because
to
you're getting
understand
mad.
this. I need to
You're gonna get
understand.
mad, bro. I
I
don't
need
want
to
to talk.
understand this. What part of it got sent the next day don't you get?
I got it, bro. You're good.
Are you sure?
Yep, you're good, man.
So let me complete this. I said it could have been sent the next day and it not had what they agreed to in it.
Okay.
So is that not plausible? Is it not plausible?
Sure, man. It's plausible.
So since it's plausible, what is your protection agency talk about?
There's no talk, man. I take it back. All right.
Dude, of course you do. No one knows for a fact that you. It shit literally says that. Literally says that. Literally says that. Let me tell you what I do not like about y'all. Some of y'all. You guys want to talk to me, but you don't read. This happens every single solitary time. And you guys call me biased. You won't even read what it says, but yet you call me biased. You call me cap, but you can't support your argument at all. Then you want to say, yo, you're pulling lawyer tricks. What do you mean? You mean I'm asking you legitimate questions? I'm making a point that you can't argue with because it makes sense. Well, I know you're making sense in everything. I know you're making sense in all. I know what you say is true and all, but I think behind that, I think that you're really just a hater. Free Fanon. How about that shit? How about y'all stop hating on me with y'all biased asses? Y'all are so biased. So biased against me that you just jump. Fanon, they read to prove you wrong and miss all the key facts. Easy. What's going on, Big Dog Willie?
What's cracking? So this is just really confusing. This whole first bid didn't go to first bid. Frank Martin turned on the fight. It's just confusing. It doesn't make any sense anymore. So there's some kind of disconnect in the whole reporting itself. It just seemed really weird that Frank Martin would turn on the fight, knowing how much scrutiny he would get after he would do it. But then it was really weird how they won't go to first bid for no reason. There's something not connecting, and I don't really know what it is. I'm not gonna call. I mean, I'm not gonna call Frank Martin a duck because that sounds really really bad, and that looks like really really bad that he did that. But then at the same time, what can you call? What can you call him? But then knowing Bob Arum, I can see him pull some bullshit at the last moment though too. So it's kind of hard to kind of fathom. I mean, for now, what do you think? Because it doesn't make sense either way.
What do I think? I think that, let me take this to the Terrence Crawford thing. Okay. I called Terrence Crawford a duck. You know when I recall Terrence Crawford a duck? And never before? When Terrence Crawford said that I accepted all their BS terms, all they need to do is do this. When they did what he asked, and then they sent the contract back, and then he didn't notify him, didn't tell him anything, he just went and fought somebody else. I call that a duck.
That was a duck. That was a super duck. Yeah.
I call that a duck. I never called him a duck anytime before that. I think what's going on is we're living in a situation brought on specifically by Frequent Flyer and the Frequent Flyer crew out there in the Haney world, where everything that does not go right the second it happens is immediately a duck.
That's
Everything's a duck. Duck, 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 duck. Everything's a duck, 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 duck. Everything's a duck. So I say, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. All I know is this, and this is literally what happened. ESPN, and I'm telling you what I know. I'm not telling you what other people know. I'm telling you what I know. I know that somebody whose word is highly suspect in Mike Coppinger, because he has gotten shit wrong a bunch of times. Reports, even though I do believe the first person who is not suspect is Keith Eidig, right? But I didn't hear it originally from him. I heard it from Mike Coppinger. But anyway, just say Keith Eidig says that they've agreed to a deal. The purse bid is off. Then they say they're going to send the contract the next day, the written contract over the next day. And then they say, no, thank you. We don't want it. What reasons could there be for that? Could it be, first of all, the easiest one for me to see is if they said they reached a deal, then you send the contract, and then they say they're done, that there's something wrong with that agreement that you sent. And they don't say, well, no, let's keep negotiating. No, we were going to go to a purse bid. If we call off a purse bid, and then you try to send me something where it's not what you said, but now you want to negotiate more. No, I'm not negotiating anymore. If we said this was going to be the case and we would have had a purse bid where I could have competed for the fight with you, dude, I don't even know if I win the purse bid whether you're going to fight or not because you didn't keep your word. So somebody like Tom Brown or somebody like Al Heyman could be like, or Errol Spence could be, all of those people are involved in that. They're all involved. Man, fuck that, man. First of all, it's going to be a tough fight to win. They're playing games. No. And we want you on our network anyway. There could be a bunch of people, reasons anybody in that circumstance might say, man, forget that. Other than Frank Martin saying no. Frank is saying, man, I'm not ducking anything. It could very well be the case. Now, for the person that said that I'm assuming that that's what happened, no, I'm not. You're assuming that it was Frank's decision that Frank just doesn't want the fight. I'm not assuming anything. I'm just telling you, there's not enough out there for me to tell you somebody ducked.
Yeah, because I'm hearing this is what I'm getting to. I mean, it's basically from the Haney coat, but they're saying that Shakur did something, or Shakur's team faked out Frank Martin so he didn't have to fight him and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, how now? Where did that come from? And probably somebody somewhere reneged on something, and it can be on both sides. Or they're just playing games. And how Boston is now, I think they're just playing games.
Hey man, I know I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, Big Dog Willie.
Right.
Yeah, got to get back with you, brother. Thank you, sir. Hey, El Chino in the building. What's up, man? Los, my man. 100 grand. Much love with that support, brother. Thank you, man. Look, all y'all can jump up. Seriously, man. And I mean this very, 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 very honestly. I want somebody to get on here and explain to me how this man ducked. How do you know that this man ducked Shakur Stevenson? Because Shakur Stevenson tweeted it out. Hey, man, if you didn't want the fight, you just could have told me. I get of all the talents that Shakur Stevenson has, I guarantee you contract negotiation is not one of them. I guarantee you. And you could say, well, it was $1 million he got offered. That's more than he's worth. That's not more than that fight is worth. If Bob Arum is paying $7 million for that fight, but I'm going to tell you, I doubt very much it's that high. I really doubt it's that high. I doubt it. And there's a lot of people making shit up now. Like, it's a cottage industry to just flat out make shit up. Not just play around and not just say, like, hey, man, asking. Now, these people are just flat out making shit up. Like, flat out, straight up and down, making shit up. Fanon, he ain't a duck, not enough details. Yeah, I mean, yeah, how do you don't even know what's going on to be calling that man a duck. You just want to do it. But I don't understand how anybody can get on me for saying Terrence Crawford ducked Errol Spence in October and but yet say they know. There's way less details out about that stuff. Man, duck is they use it. It's used so much, man. I just don't believe. It's hard for me to believe. Let me put it that way. It's hard for me to fathom $7 million that he's paying Shakur Stevenson $6 million. It's very, very hard for me to fathom. Something is interesting, though. I can't, you know what? I can never find the WBC rules. I actually hope that it's so hard for me to find the WBC rules, man. I've got to, next time I actually find them, I'm going to bookmark these mugs because I need to go to those WBC rules a lot more often. Oh, there it is. No, that's the WBC rankings. But let me see the WBC rankings. At lightweight. Frank Martin is still number 4. Hold on a second. Yeah. I have. What's up? Yeah, that's tight. Hold on 1 second. Hey, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. So sorry for that. Little bit of an emergency. Sorry about that. Nothing wrong with the audio. It was just a little bit of my problem, man. My bad. All right. Where were we? Hey, Bobby Martin says, is Shakur a promoter? How does he lowball anyone? Then, based on what I read, both parties agree on terms. Something does not add up. I've just explained that. Sorry about that. I'm going to wait for y'all to catch up a little bit. Sorry about that. I had to do something with my son. I had to do something with my son. Sorry about that. Father duties had called for a second. Hold on one second. Yes, sir. I'm getting to you, Richard Paris. Fanon, yes, I had to step out for a second. That's my bad. But look, man, the idea that man ducked is, to me, it's ridiculous. Okay, to me, it's ridiculous. There's no reason to believe, based off of what anybody's seen or what's going on, that you can call that man a duck just off the information that you have, man. Shakur has Bob Arum and Jay Prince. He gets what you mean? Oh, I don't know what that means. Man, I'm sorry. They such killed the momentum of that. I'm sorry. Let me get this real quick. Chipotle. Richard Paris in the building. What's going on, brother? He said, I personally tried selling portions of my business to a major investment. Oh, let me see. I personally tried selling portions of my business to a major investment firm. Their rep and I went over the terms for weeks before they drafted the contract. The contract reflected most of what we discussed, but there was some stuff in there that definitely left a bad taste in my mouth. They tried some shit. I turned them down. Players involved were saying that I'm not a man of my word, but thank God I can read and comprehend. I didn't even need legal advice to see the BS. No, man, and then that shit will take place. Without a doubt, that stuff will take place. It will take place, and I don't understand why people would say not. He said he has a 360 contract, has to pay both out of his check. I don't really think that. I just don't think that they look, man. To me, it didn't make sense that they were going to make the fight anyway. From a business standpoint, from the PBC's point of view, that fight didn't make a lot of sense for those guys anyway. And I'm telling you, it probably didn't take much at all for the guys other than Frank Martin to say no to that. Probably because they got to make money. Bob, I mean, let me see. What do you think Errol Spence Jr. gets out of $1 million? Out of that? How much is that going to go to Errol, right? How much of that goes to those guys? Be like, man, that's just not worth the fight for us. You know? Now, as far as calling Shakur cap, first of all, I hate the term, but I don't know that for sure. Frank Martin is not a champion, neither gold medalist. He won 50-50. What lowball you see that no one knew him until he signed to Errol Spence. He's been signed to Errol Spence for years. Click the link. Seriously, I need to generate some interest right now in this conversation by whooping some of y'all's behinds. Okay? Seriously, y'all gonna come on up here and get spanked. You are speculating about that stuff. What do you mean nobody knows him? He's been with Errol Spence for years now. Nobody knows him. Well, you know who knows him? The WBC knows him. And the WBC's split is 40%. There you go. 40%. Why would they sell that when they could get a Gervonta Davis fight? It's reasonable that he could get a voluntary Gervonta Davis fight, and he will get paid a lot more money than $1 million for that. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Shakur's not a champion either. He's a mandatory. It's a mandatory, though. Green light needs to hit the link is what you need to do. No need to vent in the comment section. You can hit the link. Shakur's gold medal. Oh, yeah, Shakur's not a gold medalist either. Yeah, he's not a gold medalist. He's a silver medalist. He's a silver medalist. But okay. Anyway, man, you guys just want to tear down the PBC. I'm sorry I can't go along with you. And you really don't have much of a good case in this one since you don't know what took place. Thank you. Again, thank you, Los. Appreciate you so much, man. And let me give you that going to my guy, Richard Paris. Also, do you know there's a question mark? There's a question mark. You see the question mark. Fahimi's not going to talk bad to Massa Loma. No, I think he said something about Loma too not wanting to fight him. I think Shakur is in a situation where people don't want to fight him. What's going on to the Rise podcast in the building? What's up? I think Shakur is in a position where people don't want to fight him. Why would they? He's one of the if he's let me put it this way. Of all the people that have no belts, he is most definitely the biggest risk with no reward, with lowest reward. You guys love to point that stuff out when it comes to other fighters. But it should apply to everybody. That's high risk, low reward. Isn't he? Just like Haney was, Fanon. No, I don't buy that shit. He was the mandatory for Devin Haney. Devin ducked. I'm not riding with that. He never publicly called Loma a duck. Yeah, I don't know. I don't pay enough attention to whether he did or not, but I'll take you at his word. I'll take him at his word. But look, man, Shakur, you got a problem over there. You got you over there. You got the money made. You got the pretty boy Floyd problem over there. You need to blame Bob Arum. That's what you need to do. You need to blame Bob Arum for not being able to get the fights done. How about that? How about that? Meet me outside. How about that? Okay. 25%, 25%, shminny, whatever, 25, shminny-5. Could care less about it. Shakur, I already know that stuff with Devin and Shakur ain't got nothing to do with money. It's got everything to do with that L. However, Shakur for a belt, why? You better play. You got to pay him handsomely, man. You got to pay him handsomely. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. If you want to get in there. Catch me outside. Yeah, catch me outside. Man, that girl made a lot of money. Yeah, that girl made a lot of money off that. Cash me outside. How about that? Yeah, cash me outside. How about that? Old country ass. Country. They want to stick to Shakur only disrespects black fighters narrative, even though it has been debunked. I feel for Shakur Stevenson. I feel for Shakur. Because Shakur is at Top Rank and he's the best fighter at Top Rank. Blame Top Rank. Bob Arum has to be able to make that fight. If Bob Arum says, I got a deal, then they get back and all of a sudden they don't sign the deal. Then you should go ahead. Maybe you should start calling out Bob Arum for not being able to get those fights done for you. Because Bob Arum couldn't get Shakur Stevenson a fight with Devin Haney. Can't get him a fight with Shakur Stevenson. Can't get him a fight with Vasily Lomachenko. And couldn't get him a fight with Frank Martin. Maybe you need to start looking at Bob Arum. Because that's the one guy that is involved in all three of those fights not happening for Shakur. Isn't it? What do you think about that? He said, swagged out. Thank you. That fight don't make no sense at all. I don't understand why it is a conversation. Or Eastside Cruz. Yeah, why can't Bob Arum get fights done for you, Shakur? Maybe you should stop pointing at the other person and go look in the office to the guy that promotes you and ask why he can't get that fight done. Why doesn't he either not want to pay the money, either doesn't want to pay the money, or is not giving those people what they need for them to get in a ring for you, with you? I want to know why all the blame flies over on the other guy. It's not the first time. It's the third guy, fourth guy that wouldn't fight you. Ain't that funny? Isn't that a little bit funny? Kamal Oz said, you guys are falling for deception, obfuscation, and spin of corporate media. The only sources have a clear conflict of interest, being with ESPN. Yeah, unless you say it's Keith Eidick that reported that the deal was reached. But I don't know. Everything I heard from was Mike Coppinger. Bob didn't want Shakur fighting Valdez. No, I don't think he did. Shakur has Jay Prince and Bob Arum behind him, two heavy hitters in the industry. Then, hey, man, the guys that are with you, you need to start looking at and ask them why they can't get the fight done. Why can't you get it done? Why can't you get it done? How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? Why can't Bob Arum get the fight done? Why? Why can't Bob Arum get the Bivol fight for Beterbiev? Why can't Bob Arum get a fight done for Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk? It seems that there's a whole lot of scenarios out here in which Bob Arum is not able to make fights, and conveniently his fighter winds up fighting guys that are in-house to him, and he doesn't have to split the money with another promoter. This is happening quite often. It's happening quite often. Why couldn't Bob Arum get a Terrence Crawford-Errol Spence Jr. fight done? Why couldn't Bob Arum get a Terrence Crawford-Manny Pacquiao fight done? Why couldn't he get these done? This is the greatest boxing promoter in the history of boxing. You know why? I suspect because he didn't want to get them done. That's what I suspect. They didn't happen because he didn't want them. How come everything falls on the other side, not getting the fight done with the PBC? Bob Arum was not able to get the Errol Spence Terrence Crawford fight done. It took Bob Arum 6 years to get Floyd Mayweather Jr. Manny Pacquiao done. Meanwhile, he was collecting checks. On every pay-per-view for Manny Pacquiao in between the time. How come it all falls on everybody but Bob Arum? Very, very, very interesting. Kai, you sound like an idiot. You sound mad. Usually the person saying something about being mad is the one that's mad. You can click the link and explain it to me. Man, there's a lot of cowards out there. Dude, I'm not going to punch you. It's not a physical fight. You're not going to get physically hurt. So what's the problem with clicking the link? And you guys explain this to me. Explain it. I so much would appreciate if you would do it. But y'all won't do it. I get one cornball that gets folded up every day. I got one dude that gets folded up every day. That's it. Bob is greedy. Look, there's a way that Bob Arum runs his business. There's a way that he runs his business. Very well documented. Hey, man, and much love to somebody that supported in the super chat. My guy that supported in the super chat. That's the only way we're able to continue to have these conversations. So thank you guys very, very, very much for your support. It really does mean it means a lot on this fine Monday morning. And in fact, let me thank my guy Samuel Ramsey in the building. Said, why not Arum ask Crawford? I mean, didn't Terrence Crawford sue Bob Arum and say that he refused to promote him correctly and doesn't promote black fighters well? Isn't that what he said? Or was Terrence Crawford just hating when he sued him for that? And then dropped out of that real fast. Bud Jablonski said 350 to 135 to 140 have the most ducks in boxing. I don't know. I think the biggest ducks in boxing are probably at heavyweight. I think I can name more ducks at heavyweight than I can in any weight division. That video of Bill confirmed what Bob said, that the 25 wasn't real. They were never going to fight him. Of course they were never going to fight him. I told you. Yeah, that loose. He never refiled it. Facts for now. My guy, Comic Views with Terrence. Comic Views with Terrence Comics said facts for now. Shakur can get ready for that Terrence Crawford treatment. Yeah. The heavyweights got the most ducks in there, from my opinion. The heavyweight division does. It has the most. Because there's nobody wants that Deontay Wilder smoke. And you got Tyson Fury out there ducking Usyk for no good reason. You got Eddie Hearn ducking Deontay Wilder. You had Dillian White ducking Deontay Wilder. You had Joseph Parker ducking Deontay Wilder for a while ago. Those guys all ran up out of that WBC once Vladimir Klitschko retired. Ran up out those WBC rankings. And no, it wasn't dropped. That's not Windy City Assassin. And technically speaking, was not dropped. They needed to refile it, but they didn't refile it. I forget the specifics of it, but they didn't refile it. Once Bob Arum got it moved to federal court, and then the federal court kicked it back to the state court, then the state court needed him to refile it, and then he never refiled it because that was going to cost him a lot of money. His ass had been in court with Bob Arum, still paying money on that. Hey, what's going on, Miss A? Thank you, Nikki. Appreciate you so much. He said, these good old Monday chats. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Publicity stunt. It could have been. I mean, I personally wouldn't say that about Bob Arum. I personally would not say that about Bob Arum. I just think Bob Arum is about his money. And I think he's trying to sell to a certain audience of fighters and trying to compete with the MMA, which he'll never be successful in. He's got boxing over there on ESPN's second fiddle to the UFC. Bob Arum is a guy that knows how to make money in the business model that he has. And that business model that he has is him making money in the difference between what the network pays him and what he pays the fighters. Right? It's classic business model. That's where your profit is. Right? He's not interested in making people really big stars. He invests a lot of energy in developing relationships with the media. Right? This is why you see him talking to the media all the time. Everybody can get an interview with Bob Arum because Bob Arum promotes through the media. And he definitely uses the Boxing Writers Association of America, all of that very much to his advantage. Hunter Young said, Fanon, do they have to tell the WBC to split or just tell them to fight? I don't know. I think they just got to tell them to fight. I don't know. I think they have to see the contract, though. I think that they do. I believe the WBC is, I don't know, man. You'd have to ask somebody that actually works on those deals. But I'm pretty sure that they're going to know. Yeah, they'll know. They'll know how much it is because they got to charge them a percentage of their purse. So, yeah, they'll know. Batty Rich in the building said Bob runs it like 1 for you, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for me. Man, that's hilarious. Much love, brother. Thank you, man. I think they'll know the purse because they got to get paid off of it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I would suspect that they do. Look, man, none of the I'm with Kamal Oz. None of those guys are particularly big. All of those guys are aiming towards getting to be the big name fighters in the division. So they all got to fight who they got to fight. All of them. They're not, it's not relative. This shit is stupid. Dude, the money man, there's one money man in that division. One money man in that division. And his name is Gervonta Davis. There's one money guy in that division. And that is it. That's it. Everybody else is playing catch up. So none of them, in my opinion, should be out there talking about, oh, I'm a bigger draw than you. When is it going to end? I mean, for real, when's it going to end? You're not, because people talk so much about being the A side. Now you got guys sitting there who are like, the 5th best draw in the division. Well, I'm the 5th biggest draw in this division. You're only the 11th biggest draw in this specific division. I need 90. You get 10. Kind of stupid shit is this? Y'all are all a bunch of B-sides, man. Stop it. You all are positioning yourself to get rid of everybody or become the mandatory to fight the guy that is the big money dude. And there's only one, and it's Gervonta. It's not all these imitation A-sides. Got to stop. They're imitation A-sides. Devin Haney is an imitation A-side. Shakur is an imitation A-side. They're all imitations. Because there's only one money man in the division. There's only really 3 money men in all of boxing. It's silly. I mean, it's really silly conversation. Samuel in the building again, man. Thank you. You holding down the chat. Says Shakur showed that power versus Valdez. Duck time. He showed a little power. I don't know what's going on. I got to tell you, Samuel, I don't know what's going on. And I don't think anybody has enough information to know what's going on. I'm offended by you, though, King. I'm offended. You never give me you don't even think about what I have to say. You just wake up. Fanon, Tank is the face of boxing. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Hill? Showing it down. Support for you and wrench for Torrance Tate. For sure. Thank you. Yes, sir. 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 Three in boxing. Errol Spence got to win another fight. I would say Errol. But after Errol lost that fight, we'll see what takes place. But I would say Errol until we know otherwise. Then other than that, man, it may be somebody, I don't know. In the UK, let me tell you something. There is no cash cow in UK. There is no cash cow in the UK. And the reason I say that is because none of them are fighting them. None of them are fighting there. Right there, it'll tell you that all that myth about those guys. Fanon, who's the boxing money man, both US and UK? The boxing money man in the United States is Canelo Alvarez and Gervonta Davis. Those guys are the money guys. Those are the money guys. We'll see what happens with Errol in the rematch and what goes on with them, because then it could be Errol. Because Errol can do some things in that box office. But there is no big money man in the UK because their guys that are the big names don't fight there. They don't even fight there. Hold on one second. All right. Yeah. Wake to texted agenda from Rich and he executes it. Yeah, I mean that's just dumb. Like for real. That's just dumb. There's not enough to know whether that man ducked or not. That's just name calling. PBC Protection Agency is in full effect. Well, who? Oh, I'm about to say, hell no. Yeah. There's just not enough information out there. And to me, it just sounds like the most likely scenario is that they put something in that deal that wasn't what they were looking for. And then they said, no, we're not interested in fighting you. We're going to move on. We're going to do something else. And we're not going to sit around here and wait on a pay-per-view. Shakur did $884K with that damn sushi chef. That fight that broke the streak of over 1 million view fights. Yeah, but that's ESPN. 1 million, it sucks on ESPN. It's ESPN. What's going on, Leo Shang? 1 million sucks on ESPN. Those are not good ratings. You do 1.2. I know who Tate Lorenz is. I just need to see it. Just put it a comment in the comment section, man. Once I see him, I'll give you the wrench. Sorry, man. I forgot that was said. Let me look. I'm going to read on this screen for a little while. Just put it in the chat. Hey, man, y'all see for real. Y'all hit that like button, man. We got 200 likes. It would really be great if we could get the likes over 300. Why not? Let me go let me go check your channel. I see you. I know who you are. Yeah, he's been okay. That's what's up. 2012. Yeah, thank you, man. All right, I got you. What ESPN fighters are doing more views? It doesn't matter. It doesn't do none of those guys are doing good numbers on ESPN. None of them. None of them are doing good numbers on ESPN. That's my point. None of them are. Those are not good numbers on ESPN. If you want to say it's good relative to each other, okay. But those aren't good views, 1 million. Who's done more? I do believe Teofimo Stevenson versus Lomachenko did like 2 million. I'm pretty sure he's one of the highest at ESPN, but I'm telling you the numbers. I don't know I don't know why you're saying that. I'm just saying none of those guys are doing big numbers at ESPN. None of them are. None. ESPN boxing is not, man, it's not bowling people over. 1 million, do you know how many, 1 million views on ESPN? Dude, ESPN is in like 100 million people's homes. It's like in 100 million people's homes. It's just not good numbers. That's not, only put it this way. When I bring it up, that's for me to say, look, man, all these guys are in the same range of people watching them. Devin Haney's fights do the same numbers as Shakur Stevenson's fights. They do the same numbers as Teofimo Lopez's fights. They do roughly the same as Lomachenko's fights. That is them being on ESPN and it being a boxing fight on ESPN. That's what it is. It's just not, I don't think any of these guys are big draws. They're not, you mean they're big? One can be, well, I'm a bigger draw than you are, and I've earned these belts, so you got to give me all the money. Man, these guys are all nothing compared to Deontay Wilder. Dude, they said Deontay Wilder was a nobody for doing a million on Showtime. Think about it. Think about it. Just think about this. When Deontay Wilder was fighting on Showtime, regular Showtime, before he was on pay-per-view, he was doing 1 million views for his championship fights on Showtime. And all these same people acted like he was a nobody. Devin Haney doesn't do doesn't do that much on ESPN. And you act like he's a superstar. Does that make any sense to you? He who greets with fire, I'm talking about before Deontay Wilder was ever on a pay-per-view. Before he ever got on a pay-per-view. Before he fought against Luis Ortiz. Before he did in any of that. He was doing a million on Showtime. And they acted like he was a nobody. Which is why they wanted to give all the credit to Tyson Fury for their pay-per-views, which is ridiculous. Hey, my guy Batty Rich said top of the AMOG, bunch of great value A-sides. Man, these dudes are all a bunch of B-sides. There's only one guy that's the money man in that division. One guy. That's it. They said that's exactly the point, which is why Haney Askins for 75 while doing less views for his undisputed was duck shit. I mean, it's silly. It's just flat out silly. Exactly. I'm telling you, and they were acting like it was nothing. He was nobody when he was doing a million on doing a million. He did a million multiple times. He did a million multiple times. Quiet as kept, Deontay Wilder was the biggest fight that they got on Showtime. I'm telling you, he's the biggest name fighter they had on Showtime. Biggest name fighter they had on Showtime. They just wanted to act the mainstream media. Oh, he's such a terrible fighter. He sucks. He sucks. And nobody knows him. Nobody wants to watch him. Meanwhile, you have no heavyweights like him. And I don't want to hear this stuff. When is the last time they can't even make a Deontay Wilder fight and Tyson Fury fight in Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua in the UK? They can't even make it in the UK. So stop telling me how big a name he is in the UK. If he can only fight guys like Jermaine Ortiz, like if he can only fight Jermaine, what's the man's name? And only time they can fight there is if they're fighting guys that are not draws themselves. And then the top guy takes all the money. Man, all that the UK is where the money is, man, has been, and y'all never apologize. By the way. And you never, thank you so much for your support. And you guys never apologize for the way, by the way. You absolutely, positively never apologize. Never apologize. Or for some people that always want somebody to apologize when they're wrong. I am still waiting on you bozos to apologize to me about what I said about the UK not being where the money is. Because ain't nobody trying to fight over there. Not even the UK fighters are trying to be there. Honestly, man, I think Deontay Wilder winning heavyweight champions, Deontay Wilder be the biggest name in boxing. I just think he wasn't able to beat Tyson Fury. That's it. If he had been able to beat Tyson Fury, dude, he'd easily be the biggest name in boxing. If Anthony Joshua had not ducked him and Anthony Joshua fought him, and then he won and went on about his merry way, Deontay Wilder would have been the biggest name in boxing easy. He's still the most exciting fighter in boxing. He's still the guy that I want to see fight more than I want to see anybody else fight in boxing. I want to see Deontay Wilder fight. Please, will you fight next month? And the next month after that, and the next month after that, and the next month after that. Please go on a tomato can killing spree. He's much more exciting than these guys. Way more exciting than these guys. He's a unique combination of likable and straight killer mode. Deontay Wilder is must-see TV. And just like my guy Zena said, that's the dude right there. But man, these dudes tried to suppress him. We had a 10 defense title reign with a bunch of knockouts, a bunch of exciting fights. And all he did is crap on him the entire time. So they can bring old Monster in away. Man, that midget ain't got squat on Deontay Wilder's fights. Squat on Deontay Wilder's fights. Please, I need to get him a tomato can crushing campaign. Let's get it cooking. Okay? You got me tripped. I need a bum in a month club out of him. Go ahead and just knock dude out after knock him out, knockout after knockout after knockout after knockout. I could care less. They're not going to say anything good about you anyway. Put him in the dirt. He who greet with fire said, just showing support for non-salute. Thank you. Very rare support today, but thank you very, 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 very much, bro. Dude, he's more exciting than Tank for me. I ain't gonna lie, he's more. Dude, that shit is just ugly. He needs to go on a UK bum bash tour. Nah, man. He need to come right to the United States. He need to fight these dudes in the United States. Go to the Barclays Center. Sell out the Barclays Center so I can see you in the Barclays Center. It's like clockwork. They lose an argument, then Tank comes up. Oh, yeah. Oh, they got bashed in this argument. This is silly. Hey, and I'm waiting for you. Here for the Boxing is smart, though. I got to tell you, here's the link. Here for the Boxing is smarter than, most definitely smarter than King is. Way smarter than King is. Because he got enough sense not to hop up here today. He also probably got a job because he got a family and all that stuff going on. He's smart enough not to get up here. He's only a man. I bet he's out there. I bet you're out there studying, ain't you? Because you got to change that tactic, man. You got to change your tactics. That shit's not going to work over here, bro. I would love to see Raymond Muratalla and Shakur Stevenson. That would be an excellent scrap. I like Muratalla. Yeah, dude, that's what's going to happen. Shakur Stevenson's going to go have to fight them flat-footed Mexicans who are getting paid on an exchange rate. You know what I mean? He's gonna have to get that money off them dudes that are getting paid off an exchange rate. For real. That's what I think is the deal is. Hey, what's going on? Oh, Carly on the comic. What's going on, man? What do I think about Anthony Joshua? I really like Anthony Joshua as a person, bro. I like Anthony Joshua a lot as a person. I do. Yeah, I think he's a good dude, man. I think he's a good dude. He's somebody that I definitely want to see fight, but he's so tentative. I think he got knocked. I think some of the fight got knocked out of Anthony Joshua. Some of the fight got knocked out of him. Muratalla, a problem, though, to be honest. I kind of wanted that fight. That's what you're going to see. Shakur going to have to go fight those absolutely loose cannons. And he's going to wind up being a better fighter for it. Man, Shakur ain't no joke, man. Shakur ain't no joke. De Los Santos been called for the smoke for a while. Make it happen. Yeah, man. Go ahead and make it happen, or you got to pay up for Frank. Because Frank got the ability to go fight those guys too and get good money for that. Lady Fish. No, Lady Fish 219-2981. That is not the case. That's just something that was said. That was just something that was said by that Calvin Ford said that they would be willing to do. It's not something that literally took place. So no is the answer. Hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. Oh. Sorry. All right, sorry about that. I got to do something just real fast. I'll be back. Brother got to work for a living. All right, sorry about that. Here we go. Let me put this link in this chat. That was too easy for King today. Just do boxing. You in here? I said, who wins the Charlo Alvarez fight? I like. Honestly, man, I think the fight can go either way. I'm rooting for Jermell Charlo. Is what I think. I'm rooting for him. That's what I will say. I'm rooting for Jermell Charlo. Zenith 360 said that the Shakur Martin situation is too unknown to have a hardline opinion. I like both guys. Admit it don't look good for Frank, but I can't report that. I can't trust reporting. Lady Fish, oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's really important when you watch these videos, you got to listen to the videos. G-Man doesn't have any fight left in him. You expose him and his hairstyle. It's sad at this point. No, he's got a lot of energy into him. He just needs to join the crew. That's what he needs to do. He doesn't understand that there's a door open for him. If he really wants the door is open for him. He just doesn't want to, he just doesn't know what the door is. I will tell him what the door is. Absolutely let him know how to succeed. It's easy. It's right there for him. But, you know, but it'd be very hard for him to do. I tell people this all the time, man. I'm telling you, there's a way for you to succeed. And you just have to know what the way is to succeed. I was caught in a very unpleasant situation yesterday by Blood Boxing. And I knew I would be put in this situation because Blood Boxing, I'm co-hosting a show with Blood Boxing on Sundays. Since I'm co-hosting the show with him, I know full well who he is. I know full well what he knows. I mean, I know what kind of person he is. And I know that there's going to be positions and times in those conversations where I'm going to get put in an uncomfortable position for myself. Because to Blood Boxing, there really is no uncomfortable position for him. I like Errol Spence Jr. very much. I wish this young man very well in his life, without a doubt. And people somehow confuse my support for Errol Spence Jr. as my dislike of Terrence Crawford. It's not the same thing. I like Errol Spence. I wish the best for him. I really do. I want him to do well. I want him to be healthy. I want him to be wealthy. I want him to be wise. I want his family to prosper. I want all the good things that can come his way to come his way. Because I like his father and I like his family. Same way that I would feel about my niece, who I went out to dinner with the other night on Sunday. We went out, and this is my niece. This is my sister's daughter. She's roughly she's a matter of fact, she's the same age as Errol Spence. I have a nephew that I work with every day on things, and he's the same age as Errol Spence. So I know, and I'm roughly the same age as Errol's father. And I have other friends that have children, and I want well for their children. I don't wish anything ill on Errol Spence Jr. though. So the difficulty is when somebody asks me, and he asks me point blank, and I really don't feel like I want to evade the question. Seriously, who do you lean towards, or who do you pick when Errol and Terrence in the rematch? It's very hard for me to say the truth. I'm just being honest. It's hard for me to say that. But I'm going to tell you that before I tell you a lie. I'll have to lean towards Terrence Crawford in that fight. I saw that fight. And I do believe that Terrence Crawford showed me a lot of things in that fight that I hadn't seen before. Terrence Crawford can really fight on the inside. He can fight on the inside. He's excellent with his jab. He took Errol Spence Jr.'s jab away. That's going to be a very difficult guy to beat. Very difficult guy to beat. And Errol's going to have to be all the way back to where he was physically in order to do it. And Errol's 33 years old now, and he's been in a lot of wars. You know what I mean? So that's going to be and I want Errol to do very, very well. But see the difficulty that you get put in that, right? Because I'm not somebody that is going to, there are people that do this, and I admire Money Brown. Money Brown, when Money Brown said, look, man, I'm picking Terrence Crawford to win. I'm picking Errol Spence Jr. to win. That's my guy. Errol's my guy, 100%, right? But that's not the way that I phrase it. Do I want him to do well? Absolutely, I want him to do well. Absolutely, I want him to do well. Do I want him to win the fight? Yeah, I do. Absolutely. Not because of some dislike for Terrence Crawford, but because of an admiration, and I know what this kid has gone through. That's a lot to go through, that he's had to go through, a lot. Near-death experiences, torn retinas, people ducking him, all kind of stuff like that. That's a lot. That's a lot. That kid dedicated his life to and wanting to fight everybody. I like his attitude. I wish the best for him. I really do. So what King screws up, and let me help you guys, start telling the truth. Start looking at problems for what they are. Analyzing the problem for what it is. Then come up with your conclusion based on the scenario and get off the fucking bandwagon and put your damn pom-poms down. Put your damn pom-poms down. Put your pom-poms down. And if you want to wave pom-poms, grab your pom-poms and say, look, dude, I don't give a shit. I want the Bears to win. Rah, rah, sis kumbah. I hate the Packers. I hate the Packers. Am I going to sit here and tell you that the Panthers don't whoop up on the Bears all the time? Yes, they do. But I don't like the Packers. I like the Bears. I don't care if they whoop us a million times. I'm rocking with the Bears. Do I think we're going to whoop the Packers? No, I do not. Because you're asking me my opinion. I am going to pay for the fights, though. And I'm going to do, and every positive thought that I got will go your way. Richard Prado said, Fanon, now that the Stevenson-Martin fight fell apart, who do you think Stevenson will fight for the BBC belt? And also, thank you for the shout out yesterday. Have a blessed day. Richard Prado, no, thank you, brother. Whoa, thank you, man. Because, man, that's the only way I can do these live streams. That's the only way, and I miss, and and supporters ain't easy to come by. Thank you, brother. But that's how you do it. I don't hate Terrence Crawford at all. I do not have to kiss his ass, though. I don't have to kiss his ass. I don't. I don't work for him. I don't ask him for shit. The only thing that I talk about is boxing, and he is a professional fighter. I get to talk about you because you're a professional fighter. If you do not want people to talk about you, retire. You see what I'm saying? Hey, thank you, Mr. Prado. Real big time. Ricky Carter said, you're right. I'm an Arrow fan, but Crawford on another level. He punched from all angles. My boy Arrow don't have enough in his arsenal. The best he can do is 12 rounds. I mean, I'm not going to say all that. Hit the gong for Coco again. Coco got some of that little spite in her, though. kind of hit me a little funny. Like, nah, Coco, focus on how focus on all the thank yous, not the FUs. Focus on the thank yous, not the FUs. In the back of your mind, think of the FUs. But in the front of your mouth, you should go to the people that support you and go pat the people on the back that support you and talk about the people that support you. Fanan, can you teach someone to tell the truth? My grandfather told me if you lie, you'll steal. It's just who you are. Look, man, this is what I'm going to tell you about lying and telling the truth. Don't waste your lies. You gone? Hold on one second. No, anyway, look, I can tell you about, yeah, you can teach somebody to tell the truth. You got to have them. But look, here's the thing. Telling the truth and being honest aren't the same thing. Telling the truth and being honest. I'm just saying be honest. Don't lie. You don't have to tell the truth. Somebody says, hey, Fanan, you're a married man. Do you find that 32-year-old woman, do you think that 32-year-old woman is attractive? My answer to that is that's none of your business. I didn't owe you any honesty in that regard. Man, don't ask me that question. I'm not telling you the truth. I'm just telling you don't ask the question. Don't answer me the question. Don't ask me the question. I don't owe you the truth. I don't owe you the truth. I don't owe you the truth. Truth is a dangerous thing. I don't owe you the truth. I can be honest. And if you got to lie, sometimes you got to lie. If you got to lie, sometimes you got to lie. But it better be a good reason. Like, for example, you go into a fight. How do you feel? I feel great. You could have a torn ACL. You're not going to be like, oh, no, I tore my ACL, but I couldn't afford not to take this fight. So, right? Do you owe them the truth there? Sometimes you got to tell that, but y'all waste your lies. Don't waste them. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste them. Because you get caught out there in one and cat right away don't have to believe nothing you got to say. King wasted one by saying that wasn't him in that picture. You just wasted a lie. You could have just said, yeah, that's me. It's a bad haircut. I fixed it. Samuel Ramsey in that building, thank you, brother, said TC won the fight for sure. Wasn't Spence for sure? Yes, sir. We'll see in the rematch what takes place. But I'm as big a fan as I've ever been of Errol Spence. I'm as big a fan of Errol Spence as I've ever been. Because he earned my respect. I respect him. I respect him. Duck Fanon, click the link. I've been waiting on a debate for a while. I've been wanting a debate on this. The first one was way too easy because he just doesn't think about it. Come on. Come on. He said, Aisha said, I say that too. Don't waste your lives because you don't know how many you got. Hey, man, sometimes it is what it is. Was it you? Wasn't me. Man, I told the truth at the wrong time, and it was life altering. So better believe I know that. I told the truth. I told the truth at the wrong time, and it was life altering. So no. Some things are just my thoughts, and you don't get them. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, that's why I like and arrows. And look, man, that's why I don't really even care. Like some of y'all just got to live with this. Errol Spence Jr. is a good dude. And Errol Spence Jr. has got that Gotti shit going on. He's got the Gotti shit going on. All he's got to do is give you wars and great fights that are willing to go there. And he's willing to go there. I'm a bigger fan of Spence because he makes, what is this? I wish AJ hated cashed himself. I wish EJ hated cashed himself out. I wish EJ had cashed himself out at 147. Look, man, he just got a lot of dough. So I'm okay. And he needs a rest. He does. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I like him. Fernand, I would love to stay on here and chat, but I got to go eat. See you all tomorrow. Check you out later, brother. Miss sis, Lady Fish, I'm sorry. Is that Lady Fish? Thank you, sister. Take care. Herman Hardrick said, good morning, Fernand. Spence got to tap TC's chin, Team Spence, or he just got to outbox him. He's got to work out a way to land shots. And I think something else would work for him, honestly. Thank you, brother, for your support. G-Man King, how can I help?
Hey, bro, I let it go this morning because you couldn't maintain a civil conversation with me. You were all volatile and riled up, and I didn't want you to go off on me. So that's why I don't want to turn this conversation into something negative. That's why I had to just slow myself down. You know, I've been breathing more, you know, try to stay calm, focusing on my mental health, you know, because this social media stuff is hard. It's not easy.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Would you like me to tell you how you can handle that?
Just shut it down, turn it off.
No.
Go ahead.
They're just letters on your computer screen, man. That's it. That's it. These people, how many of these people do you see when you actually go to work?
0.
There you go. Might as well be reading a book. Treat it like it's a Harry Potter book. Just don't write anything down that's stupid. If you're not writing things down that are stupid, then people who really matter into your life are not going to see it. So it doesn't matter.
But, you know, I just wanted to have a conversation with you.
You don't want to have one because you jump out here insulting me from the beginning.
And I know you can be volatile sometimes, but I have respect for you.
I'm going to tell you straight up, bro. Stop categorizing me as I'm going to tell you I'm me. This sounds to me like another tactic for you to find a way to insult me.
Nah, brother, I'm just trying to.
No, it is. It is. No, you're calling me volatile. I just didn't want to engage because I know you're volatile. No, man. I'm good. I am me. I wasn't volatile with you. I was condescending and perplexed as to why you say the things that you say.
I have the utmost respect and love for you.
Man. I don't need your respect. I don't need any of that. What I would like for you to do is actually listen to what I have to say and stop trying to find a way for me to be wrong or to fit the bubble you want to put me in. You say that I'm a PBC protection agency. What is protecting about what I said? How am I protecting anybody? That's a question to you. How am I protecting the PBC? By telling you that I don't know.
It's my personal opinion that I believe that anytime there's a PBC fighter involved, there's some sort of thing that you will say to try to help defend the situation. That's just my personal opinion, brother. I got no beef with you.
And
I don't
your
want you to get.
personal, that's my point. I will do that with anybody. If somebody says something about Shakur Stevenson and there is something in what they're saying that doesn't sound right to me, I will point it out. I do that with Shakur Stevenson. Have you heard me do that with Shakur Stevenson? That's an honest question to you. I have time to do it.
It's all right, man.
No, it's
I don't
not.
want.
It's not okay. I would appreciate you if you would answer that question. Have you heard me defend Shakur Stevenson of allegations that he should have taken the 25% with Devin Haney?
Yeah. But I
Okay,
haven't
so
heard you
that's
defend
one guy.
Devin.
Let's go forward. That's one guy.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move to another guy. Have you heard me
But you
say
don't like
about,
Devin Haney.
excuse me, that's not a
Okay, go
PBC
ahead.
fighter. I'm defending Shakur Stevenson.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, you're going to give me a lot of them because I do it with everybody. It's going to be very difficult for you to find somebody that I don't do that with. Bob Arum. Somebody says Bob Arum's a racist. I say I don't know if he's a racist or not, but I do think there's explanations for why he does the things that he does, and it's around his business model. That's Bob Arum. I do it for Bob
You're
Arum.
suspecting stuff, though, right?
Excuse me?
You suspect it, though. Like you've
No,
said,
I
you
don't
suspect
suspect him of
that
it.
he's a
No, I
racist.
don't. I
You
don't.
said that. You said that out your mouth,
I
brother.
said that it was reasonable for a black person to suspect that someone is racist. I do not suspect Bob Arum of racism. I don't. I think Bob Arum actually likes black people. That's what I think. I think that he is trying to sell to his demographic, which are white people, and that he takes advantage of the monetary exchange rates for promoting fighters that can sell and compete with the UFC. I know that Bob Arum, even when they talked about no black fighters, that is a no NBF, no black fighters, that is a stylistic thing. There's nothing that I've seen in Bob Arum that would tell me that I think Bob Arum is somebody that dislikes being around black people. I've never heard him say anything that would make me feel that way. You've never heard me call Bob Arum a racist, never. Because I don't believe that's the case. I don't. My intuition tells me no. But what my intuition does tell me is that Bob Arum's business model is one which he will say, hey, these Mexicans support fighters and these Eastern Europeans don't cost a lot of money. So if I'm fighting on a network, I can make more money by putting them on the network than I will if there's a Terrence Crawford who wants $6 million a fight, Devin Haney that wants $6 million a fight, Shakur Stevenson's going to want $6 million a fight, and that's not his business model. You will hear me defend, like I'm doing right now, Bob Arum. You will hear that. You will hear me defend Eddie Hearn.
What about the fighters?
What about what fighters?
Let's talk about fighters. I thought we were about
what fighter? Name the fighter.
Devin Haney, Terrence Bud Crawford.
Okay, what about Devin Haney? Devin Haney's not a PBC fighter.
Right, but you don't protect them, guys.
What do you mean I don't protect Devin Haney? Against what? What do you mean protect him? I don't have to protect him. That's my point.
You don't defend them. Like you seem to be going against them.
I do defend Devin Haney. If somebody accuses Devin Haney of something that I don't agree with, I defend Bill Haney all the time. I think Bill Haney's a good guy. I don't think Bill Haney is somebody. I think Bill Haney's a very smart dude. I think they make very good business moves. He's doing his job as a promoter. I got nothing but love for Bill Haney, no matter what Bill Haney says about me. I've said it 100 times. I've said 100 times. Got to put you on mute because of whatever's going on in the background. I've said 100 times that I think Devin Haney is a really good guy. I like Devin Haney. He's a good dude, and he's making the business moves that are smarter for him. I don't think he's ever going to fight Shakur, though. You got me confused with somebody, man. It does not look at the scenario. Hey, what's going on with you, man?
What do you mean? I'm in a
There's a
high
lot of
traffic
noise.
area. I'm in a high traffic area.
Are you outside?
Yeah, I'm outside. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But no, you're not going to see that, man. And that's why you keep running into walls with me.
You heavily defend Tank as well. You heavily defend
What have
Deontay
I
Wilder.
defended Tank again? What have I defended Tank on?
For him, you're defending the Isaac Cruz fight. You'll see it, but you'll watch that fight. When that's not the type of fight that Tank should be in. He should be looking to make championship big fights, big money fights, championship fights.
Who's the big
That
money
are,
fight?
he should have fought Devin Haney, I think, but now he's going to 140.
How's
I'm
he going to
talking
fight?
about
How's
before
he going to,
in the
first of all, how's he going to fight?
last year.
How's he? I never said I didn't want to see him fight Devin Haney.
Shakur Stevenson, he should be fighting Shakur.
I never
Teofimo
said I
Lopez
didn't
at
want, and I
140.
didn't say. See, here's the thing. I never said that I didn't want to see him fight Shakur Stevenson. I'd love for him to fight Shakur.
I'm saying you should be pushing for that, but you're okay with the Isaac Cruz fight.
He doesn't have to push for it. Gervonta Davis does not have to push for Shakur Stevenson fight.
And then you support him having a regular belt and not fighting really.
He does have the regular belt.
I know.
He does have a belt.
Why shouldn't he fight for the championship, the real championship?
He doesn't. He can fight for them if they get a fight with him.
That's all I'm saying. I think
but you do. That's not what you're saying. You want. How can Gervonta Davis get a fight with Shakur Stevenson? How?
They need to reach out to Bob Arum.
No.
Bob Arum said Floyd needs to send a contract if Gervonta Tank Davis needs to find Shakur.
Bob Arum said 3 weeks before that they're not going to make the fight because we're not going to make any money. If Gervonta Davis wants to fight Shakur next month, great. I support him fully for that. Go do it, Gervonta. Go send a Yeah, there you go. Go send a contract to Bob Arum. Great. I don't have any problem with that. I don't have any problem with him sending a contract. I have no problem with him sending a contract to Devin Haney either. When did I say I didn't want him to do that?
I'm listening.
I'm asking you, when did I say I didn't want that?
I'm just saying you defend some of these fights that you shouldn't be. You should be.
I'm telling you, practically speaking. I don't mind a prop. Why wouldn't I want to fight Isaac Cruz? Why not?
That's not a good fight, man. Gervonta's a pound for pound level fighter. That's not a good fight for him. He's pushing 30, bro. He's gonna be in his 30s, and then we're not gonna be able to see the best of him. We want Gervonta in big fights.
Anyway, you're not gonna get those fights.
We want to see Gervonta in big fights.
Seriously, who is Gervonta? What is Devin Haney gonna do next?
He's gonna try to unify the 140-pound division after beating Regis Prograis with Teofimo Lopez.
Is it not true that he is about to fight Regis Prograis?
Yes, that's true.
Oh, there you go. Is he available to fight Gervonta Davis?
Just don't single it out, bro. I said Shakur Stevenson.
Is he available to fight him or not?
He's not available right now because he signed a fight.
So stop. So that fight's not available for him. It's not available. Shakur Stevenson is going to be fighting the man. He's going to be fighting for the WBC title next. That's what he's doing. Is Gervonta Davis?
I don't see Gervonta's team pushing for these fights.
Is Gervonta Davis in the WBC rankings?
You're not understanding what I'm trying to say, brother.
I understand what you're trying to say. You want me to say?
I get where you're going.
You want me to live in a world that doesn't exist, where these guys are all available to fight him right now, and you want me to hold Gervonta Davis responsible for fights that can't be made, instead of him to make fights that can be made.
Gervonta is such a great fighter. He's such a great fighter. We just want to see him in big fights.
He's
just like Tyson Fury out there doing bullshit. Just like Tyson Fury's out there doing bullshit-ass fights for money. He should be fighting Alexander Usyk.
Tone down the cussing.
I'm sorry, bro.
But look, man, it is, first of all, Gervonta Davis just made a big fight. The fight before that was a big fight. The fight before that was a big fight. The
I
fight
don't think
before that was a big fight.
I don't think anything apart from, and Ryan Garcia was just a social media star. You know, apart
Big
from Ryan
fight.
Garcia, it's a big fight. Yeah, apart from Ryan Garcia, what big fights has he had? Man?
Man, seriously, I'm not gonna. I would love to see him fight Devin Haney. I would love to fight if he could fight Devin Haney next. Fight Devin Haney next.
And that's what I will respect
But
you
you
for
want
saying
me
that.
to say that, but he can't fight Devin Haney next.
I'm not saying next. I'm
So
saying he needs to
listen,
fight these big guys.
stop it. You want me to say so he's not supposed to fight anybody until he fights Devin Haney? He's
He
not
is,
supposed
but
to
that
fight.
dude is gonna go past his prime.
Excuse me. All right, so you tell me. Other than the people that he cannot fight, other than the people that he can't fight, who should he fight? Other than the people that he can't fight. Don't give me a name of somebody that is already fighting somebody else or cannot fight him.
Try to fight Teofimo at 140 for the championship. That'd be a big fight, huge fight.
Next,
Lopez don't have no fight right now.
Dude, seriously, really.
Dude, the boxing
You want
fans
him
are.
to move, excuse me, like I said, you want him to move to 140 to fight Teofimo Lopez at 140.
He moved
He's
to 140 to fight
135-pound
Barrios,
fighter,
the bum. He moved to 140 to fight a bum in Barrios.
Who at his weight division should he fight next? That he can fight next. I would love for him to go fight Terrence Crawford at 147 as well. Maybe he should go fight Tyson Fury as well.
Come on, bro.
You
You
want
playing
him to
games?
fight out of his weight class. You want him to fight people that are not in his weight class. Not in his weight class and are unavailable to fight. Who can he fight next? Realistically, that you want him to fight next. Realistically, he's a 135-pound fighter.
I didn't say next. I'm saying I want to see Tank Davis in big fights. That's what I said.
You do not want to see him in big fights. You've seen him in big fights, and you cry about it.
Eventually, I want to see him with Shakur. I want to see him with Haney, Teofimo.
Who can he fight now? Now. Right now.
Fight is mandatory. Fight is mandatory.
Who's his mandatory?
I don't know the rankings.
Let's go look at his mandatory. Let's look at his mandatory.
Listen, bro, I gotta get back. I gotta get back inside. So I'm gonna talk to you before you explode. Before you explode on me again, bro.
You're a fucking clown. Yeah, you're a fucking clown. Let's see who his mandatory is. What a fucking clown. I don't even know why I do that. Sometimes I just do it to be doing it. Let's go to BoxRec. You just are a fucking hater, bro. You guys just hate Tank and want to blame people. You guys hate Tank. There's no fight that's good enough for Tank. Tank can't fight anybody in his weight class. Let's look. Isaac Cruz is his mandatory. That answer is Isaac Cruz. Fight is mandatory. That's Isaac Cruz. Hey, pull out Bandit. All y'all can go away, bro, with this nonsense. The mandatory, the guy that is the number one ranked guy is Isaac Cruz. The same guy that I say I don't have a problem with him fighting. And I don't have a problem with a fight. I don't have a problem with him fighting him. I want to know why you guys have a problem with everything he does. Good morning, Fanon. Spence going to tap TC's chin. Team Spence, yes, sir. You're just going to explode on me and be a, yes, I am. I will most definitely. Anyway, dude, you're a clown, bro. Cruises is mandatory. That's these pro Tank hater channels. Tank doesn't fight black people. but fought more than Devin and Shakur together. Man, look, dude. Look, Dank Lucane, here's the thing. The answer is there's nothing that Tank can do. The answer is that there's nothing Tank can do to make them happy but lose. That's it. What Tank can do to make y'all happy is lose. I said I wanted to stop you. Dude was tripping. Yeah, dude is man. It's funny to me. Salute, what's going on, bro? I said Shakur should fight Cruz, but I think Cruz ducked. Look, man, these guys are not going to fight Shakur. Shakur is at top rank. Tank is damned if he do, damned if he doesn't. Absolutely is. He's damned if he do, damned if he doesn't. Only thing he's got to do is he's got to lose. Because as soon as now Mario Barrios is a bum. How Mario Barrios is a bum, I have no idea. But it is what it is. Kang support the fighters. Be a boxing fan first, then talk ish, because those arguments are weak and not supported with any facts. You just like to move the goalposts. Far from Fanon, the answers he gives. Yeah, man, it's weird. It's weird. Peace out to the chat. Too much King. Oh, sorry, Jay Mills. Yeah, it shit happens on a regular basis. I just said it because because you talk so stupid. Talk so stupid. Everything that he's, and I just want to see him in great fights. No, you don't. I just want to see him. No, you don't want to see him do anything. You're not happy with anything the man does. You guys are not happy with anything Errol Spence does. You're not happy with anything the PBC does. And you call people, let me tell you where the PBC protection stuff comes from. Because you're attacking them. Think about it. The only reason for somebody to feel like you're protecting somebody is because you're attacking them. I swear King said he really lost to Pitbull Cruz the first time. He did say that. But don't let that go, Tago. What's going on, Thomas Hill?
Hey, good morning to you, Fanon. And good morning to the chat, too. I just wanted to comment on what King, talking point King mentioned. Oh, I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I didn't catch that.
I didn't catch what you said. You broke up when you said it.
I was going to comment on talking points that. Oh, I broke up. Okay. I was saying I was going to comment on one of the talking points that King was speaking on or mentioning.
Yeah, no, call him RuPaul.
He said.
Nah, call him King. That's fine.
Okay, RuPaul. Call him RuPaul if you say so.
He complained about getting cyberbullied. The biggest cyberbully troll that there is complaining about the internet being toxic. But go ahead.
See, and my man didn't help at all by showing him with the flip. See, the flip like shut the internet down for a little bit when he showed us rocking the flip. But on the real, I kind of at times I really do enjoy some of the banter you have with that guy because it's a motive behind the words that he used. Now, see, for Devin, I give him full credit for winning the belts, going to Australia to take them and then to defend them because he was the champion. He shouldn't have had to defend, but that was the contract that was negotiated, so he was bounded by the contract. I don't believe that Kambosos ever was that real of a player in that division. I just think he caught lightning in a bottle one night, and his fortunes changed, and it got him some good money. But now we starting to see the real deal that I saw when I saw him fight Mickey Bay. That being the case, I will give him full credit for Loma. Now, he did not do anything that he said he was going to do to Loma. Loma pushed that fight. He pushed the pace, and he backed him up, being the smaller guy. but that could have been because of the tax that was on his body, because he shouldn't probably have been fighting in at that weight division. And I will stand by that as well. But he still fought well enough where I thought he could have been awarded a draw. But I don't see him actually dominating him like he said. And I do see how Loma could have won that fight if you score it on the cross. So with that being said, who is the big legacy fights that he done made and that he done fought? Where is the big time fight that Tank himself has not made or fought? Because I see Tank's competition. I don't see his competition on a whole.
Breaking up bad, man. You're breaking up bad.
Okay, I'm
You're breaking up bad.
breaking up. I was saying I see the fight. I'm still breaking up.
No, you're good.
I'm still breaking up.
No, you're good now.
Okay. So now I'm not even for anything, and
yeah, you're breaking up real bad, bro. Let's do this a little later. You're breaking up really bad again. Yeah, let's come back again, Thomas.
For sure.
All right, bro.
For sure.
All right, get back. Yes, sir. Zenith 36. Zenith said, "Hey, Espinoza contracted Devin about fighting Tank next. He said he had other options. ESPN said the door's open, and Haney's still talking with Regis after using Tank's name for years. Why no one questioning Devin? But let's blame Tank because they want to attack the PBC. Because they want to attack the PBC, man, and it's very, very obvious, bro. It's very obvious that that's what the play is." Mr. Ramsey said, "King is a joke, waste of my time. I'll be back. Much love, man, for that $5 holler, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, I know he is. This whole discussion's not a waste of time, though. And my guy said noise in the background is on purpose. Not the first time. No, I think he may be outside, man. I think he may be outside. Hey, thank you, Mr. Ramsey. Thank you so much for your support, man. I think it is. Hey, thank you for sponsoring the channel, man. Dude, let me tell you all the legit fights that Ryan Garcia, that Tank had. Ryan had a very legitimate fight with Pedraza, a very, very legitimate fight with Leo Santa Cruz, a very legitimate fight with Hector Garcia, a very legitimate fight with Isak Cruz, a very legitimate fight with Mario Barrios, and a very legitimate fight with Ryan Garcia. All of them. All of those fights are good fights. All of them are better than George Kambosos. All of them. All of them are better than Yoshina. All of them. All of them. All of them. The fight that Devin Haney has that is equal to the fights that Gervonta Davis has is the Lomachenko fight, and that's it. Shakur Stevenson has one fight. That is Oscar Valdez. One fight. Oscar has one. Shakur has one. Devin Haney has one. Maybe Linares, if you want to say Linares, but I don't even think Linares. But give him two. Linares and Lomachenko. Those two fights that I think are very good fights. And really, because I put Linares ahead of George Kambosos. I think George Kambosos is trash. Lightning in a bottle and trash. I'll say that forever. I think he's lightning in a bottle and trash. I've got Lomachenko, Linares, and and he got knocked out by Lomachenko. Yeah, he dropped Lomachenko, and then Lomachenko knocked him out. But I give him Linares, and I think Linares, and I think Lomachenko. Those are two. For Shakur Stevenson, I really give you one. But I'll move it to two for Jamel Herring. Oscar Valdez and Jamel Herring. Those two. I'll give you those. I like those two. Jamel and Oscar. I like those two. There's 5 that I like for Tank. 5. Mario Barrios and the fight. And let's even talk about the fights themselves. Since we want to talk about BoxRec warriors all the time, reading off names, let's talk about who actually gave you entertaining fights. Entertaining fights. When you talk about good fights, let's see who's giving you good fights. That you're like, oh, I'll watch that again. Tell me the fights for Devin Haney that you would watch again. Honest question. Give me the names of the fights for Devin Haney that you would watch twice. I need to know the names. Who would you watch? And I'm not saying there aren't any. I'm just asking you who they are. What would you watch twice? Loma versus Haney, that's one. Loma versus Haney is the only fight that I would watch twice. It's the only one that I'd watch twice. How many Tank fights would you? How many fights with Shakur would you watch twice? For me, none of them. I wouldn't watch them twice. Maybe Valdez. Maybe Valdez. But none. I wouldn't watch any of them twice. None. None. How many Tank fights would you watch twice? I'll tell you the ones I've watched multiple times. I will watch that Leo Santa Cruz fight multiple times. I would watch that Jose Pedraza fight. I've watched it multiple times. I would watch that Mario Barrios fight again. Have watched it multiple times. 3. There are 3 that I would watch multiple times. There were excellent fights. That's what you want to see, right? The fight, right? Or do you want to see BoxRec? Santa Cruz, Barrios, Pedraza, and Cruz. Yeah, I might watch Cruz again. You know, to fight the guy I went the distance with? Kamala said, didn't Shakur Stevenson go 12 rounds with Nakathilia, the Namibian police officer, Nakathilia, in an absolute snooze fest? Do you think Nakathilia goes 12 with Tank? No. How about one to see good fights? Yeah, I can because it goes to sleep. I can watch all the Deontay Wilder fights twice. I ain't gonna lie, dog. I could probably watch all those fights. I can watch all of Tank's fights twice. But I'm talking about the ones who were like there's real ebbs and flows to it. Like there were ebbs and flows to Pedraza. There are ebbs and flows to Barrios. There are ebbs and flows to Leo Santa Cruz. Not so much with Hector Cruz, but Hector Cruz is a difficult fight. Hector Garcia is a difficult fight, man. He said, Fernand, I watch a bunch of fights over, but Tank and Wilder fights are rewatches. Yeah, I'm telling you. That's so, man, give me a break. Who do you want to, who's the better actor? Well, who's in the movies I want to see more than once? Whose movie am I going to go watch every movie? I watch every Tank fight. Dog, I do not watch every Shakur Stevenson fight. If I got something else up, I'll catch Shakur on replay, homie. If there's something else going on, I might catch Devin on replay. Not lately, though. I made sure I've gone with Shakur, with Devin right now. I'll make sure that I set my schedule for that fight. Shakur right now, as long as, my wife don't want to go to the movies or something. Gervonta, the fight is it's on and popping. It's happening. It's on and popping. It's happening. No questions about it. It's happening. Man, Beterbiev, I don't miss Beterbiev fights. Dude, Beterbiev is one of my favorite fighters, man. God dog. Why don't Bob match up his big mouth prospect to Shakur with because he know, man, because one of his fighters are going to lose. Don't say you watch all Davis's fights if you haven't. I watch all his fights. I watch all his fights. I have not missed a Gervonta Davis fight since before Pedraza. I've seen every fight. The only fight that I didn't get to see live, I was in a hospital. Other than being in a hospital bed, even other than being in a hospital when he fought Mario Barrios, I've seen every fighter. Why would I say that I would watch it if I haven't? I didn't watch the ones when he was, very early in his career. Like when he had like between 1 and 10 fights. I didn't see all of those. When he was a prospect and his fights weren't televised. But why would I say that I don't watch? Don't say you watch. What do you mean? Why would I say that? If I didn't, I do. I watch all of Gervonta Davis's fights. All of them. Literally all of them. Fanon, so why is Shakur put on a pedestal if you've never seen him in a fight you didn't know he was going to win? Because he's a great fighter. I didn't say that he didn't fight. He's a great fighter. That's why. Shit, that dude can fight. That dude can fight. But I didn't say I've seen Tank and only fight. Let me see. I thought Tank was going to win all the fights I saw him in too, but the fights are just better fights. It's a better fight. It's a better fight. I'm talking about the quality of the fights. Shakur Stevenson is not somebody where I need to make sure I'm there to watch the fight. I'm very confident he's going to win. Very confident he's going to win, and he's going to look good doing it. It's more than likely going to go 12 rounds, and he's going to outbox the guy. He's definitely a step up from Devin, where I know that's what's going to happen. Shakur, there's a chance he'll get you out of there. Devin there is like, no joke. Like I said, I'll fry a pork chop to that fight. I'll fry a pork chop to that one. Not saying you, but I think he should be on the pedestal because he's a great fighter. See, here's the thing, man. We know whether or not a fighter, like for example, they have the same KO percentage. And what do you mean? So what, Bud Jablonski? They have the same KO percentage in the United States? No, they don't. Do they have the same KO percentage this decade? No, they do not. Do you know, anybody want to guess what Devin Haney's knockout percentage is this decade? And we are a fourth of the way through this decade. Look, man, you got to watch Tank because Tank's fights. Kai Alexander said 0%. He has a 0%. Hey, Gray Davis said, no, it's 0%. He has a 0% knockout ratio this decade. His last knockout was 2019. 0.000 infinity this decade. And we are in the year of 2023. Okay? Oh, wait. Do you know what his knockout percentage is against top 10 I would guess. Anybody want to guess what his percentage is against top 10 rated fighters? Boom. 0. Boom, it's 0. I don't think he's knocked out. It only depends on what Antonio Moran is. But I don't think he's ever knocked anybody out that was ranked in the top 10 of a sanctioning body. No. This decade. Called the 2020s. Last decade. The first decade of the 21st century was the year 2000 to the year 2009. The second decade was 2010 through 2019. This decade, let me help you with this. Frequent flyer, a century is 100 years, but this century is since the year 2000. Ooh. So anyway, yeah, let's not have box work. And Shakur's numbers. Oh, Shakur knocked somebody out this year. Shakur Stevenson knocked somebody out this year. No worries, I'll go look. Shakur Stevenson. First of all, he only has 20 fights. He had a knockout in 2023. Last one before that was a TKO in 2021. Before that was a knockout in 2020. So let's see. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 fights this decade. That means he has a 42% knockout. He has a 42% knockout percentage this decade. 42 is more than 0. And of reigning world champions, who he's fought, he has knocked out 1 reigning world champion. He's knocked out 1. I do believe. 1. He's knocked out 1. So there you go. 42 is more than 0. Look, man, I didn't say Devin Haney can't win boxing matches, man. Devin can win boxing matches, brother. I didn't say he was going to run around losing fights now. Los in the building said Tanks fights on repeat, fall asleep to Devin's. Much love, brother. Appreciate you, bro. What do I think about Andrade versus Benavidez? Let's get it. Is what I think. I think let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. But look, I'm going to get out of here. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. Thank you guys for your support today. And we're going to be back out there tomorrow chopping about it. Everybody be safe out there. By the way, it is September 11th, 9/11. So shout out to all of the first responders out there. Put your raggedy ass on the link. Dan Fanon, this is a boxing channel. I can't believe you're belittling an elite boxer like Devin. I'm not belittling him. You guys suck. I'm not belittling him, man. And why would that? I'm not belittling him. I'm telling you, he's a great fighter. People wanted to ask me what the knockout percentage was. I told you what the knockout percentage is. You want me to say something that's not true? When is the last time Gervonta Davis went 12 rounds? Man, almost never. Like one time this decade. Has he even had a fight going 12 rounds? That's a fact. Okay? He's gone 12 rounds one time that I can remember. That was Isaac Cruz. States that had to be one before you left. You know what it is. You know what it is. Post the link. Oh, here's the link. I'll stay for a second. Milk Dud. That's cute. That's cute. That's got to be one of the most tired. That has to be one of the most tired insults. Most tired insults. People like bald heads. They still sell Milk Duds. Milk Duds was $1 million business. Okay. I thought that he wanted to get on. Oh, nah, he don't want to get on. Belt's more important. I don't care about the legacy, freaking flyer. Fuck, I care about your legacy for. I'm still waiting to see why I should care about people's legacies. I don't care about your legacy. Legacy got nothing to do with me. Nothing. I don't care about none of these fighters' legacies. Not none of them, not never, not none of them do I care about their legacies. I think legacy is an excuse. You want to talk about what they did when it's all said and done, then we can talk about it. And I really did enjoy your career. Unified champion, how can I help you?
Yeah, I'm saying the disrespect for Devin is heavy, baby. Like, that's a young man. You know, I'm all right. You said he don't get knockouts, I understand. But this kid is, you know, what's the word? Religious, respectful. It just hurt. No, not you. Listen. Not you. But you know, in the comments and everybody, you know, they get down on Devin, and Devin is a young man doing his thing. Undisputed is a bit. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. I'm not gonna overtalk. I'm listening. Fanon, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I always say about Devin, I think he's a really nice guy. Like him a lot as a person, like his dad too. But all these people are shitting on all these fighters. All these fighters get it. They're all young men doing their thing.
You right.
Young man doing his thing. Shakur's doing his thing. All these guys are out there doing their thing.
You right.
But yeah, man, I ain't got a problem with what you said, man. I'm not trying to insult Devin Haney. I think he's a really nice guy. I think very highly of Devin Haney. Personally, I think very high of him. My son had to have an operation, and even though his camp doesn't necessarily think that I like him that much, man, he wished my son well. So I was like, man, I definitely like him.
Exactly my point.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I like him a lot.
A great young man, like personality, religious. Like he probably prayed like 6. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude. I like him. I do.
If I had a son, I would want him to be just like Devin, the Dream Haney.
Hey man, I ain't got no problem with that whatsoever, man. He seems like a very good dude. His family should be very proud of him. He should be very proud of himself. Nobody's perfect. You know, we all do what we do. But no, I like Devin Haney a lot. I don't have any problem with what you're saying.
Yeah. That's all I was saying, my brother.
No.
I'm here to argue with you, man. It's a great channel.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Keep up the good work,
Thank you, sir.
man. All right, man. Have a blessed day.
Hey, man, you as well, man. You take care of yourself, sir. Goodbye. Yeah, that's good. I don't have a problem about it. Yeah. You know, the joking and stuff, you know, it is what it is, man. Everybody gets joked on. Stacy Savage. But look, I'm gonna get out of here. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. And with that, I'm out. I'll check you guys out tomorrow. Deuces. And thank you to guys for all your support today. It really does help keep the channel going. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.